Hi all. In this session, we're going to discuss about wrapper classes. What are the wrapper classes? What are the different types of wrapper classes available in Java? And what's the use of this? We'll try to understand. So first, let's discuss about what is a wrapper class. So we are aware of that we have 8 types of primitive data types, right? Earlier, we have discussed primitive data types. What are the primitive data types we have? Byte, short, int, long, and we have double, float, double, boolean, and char. So these are the 8 primitive data types we have, right? So what about the wrapper class? We'll try to understand now. What is the use of wrapper class? So there are 4 reasons why we are using wrapper classes. So first reason is we know that Java is a object-oriented programming language, right? In the object-oriented programming language, everything represented as an as object. So everything we should represent as an object. So, primitive data types are not an objects, right? It's a primitive data types. These are not an objects. But, but if we use these wrapper classes, it will allow us to create the primitive data types as an object. This is a first reason. And what about the second reason? So second reason, if we want to manipulate the primitive data types, suppose let's take one string data I have. So I have some string data. If I want to convert the string data type into integer, how can I convert? Actually, it will allow us. I mean, wrapper class allows us. We have some predefined methods. So let's take one method parse int. So this is a one method available in the wrapper class. It will allow us to convert the string data type into the integer or to store the as an integer. Suppose if I want to convert or store integer data type into string, so we have one method to string method available in the wrapper class. So this is by using this we can convert from into string. This is a one reason, and another reason is we in future we are going to discuss about the collection framework, Java collection framework. So in the Java collection framework, whatever if you want to store, it stores objects only and not the primitive data types. So that is the reason if you want to use the by using wrapper classes in Java collection to store the primitive data types. And the fourth reason is we have we can store the null values also in the wrapper classes, but you can't store the null values into in the primitive data types. So these are the 4 reasons to use the wrapper classes actually. So what are the wrapper? Now we understood what are the wrapper class. I mean, what's why we need to use the wrapper class, right? So now we are going to see what are the different wrapper classes available. Overall is it is very convenient and flexible way to work with the primitive data types, all these wrapper classes. So we'll see now what are the different types of wrapper classes available. Let me just quickly open here. If you see here, we know that these are the all primitive data types: byte, short, int, long, float, double, char, boolean. The respective wrapper classes I have noted down here. So for byte, B Y T, B is a capital here. So this is a wrapper class. For short, short. For int, integer. For long, long. Float, float. Double, double. Char, character. Boolean, boolean. So these are the respective wrapper classes available we have in the Java. Now, let's see uh, for few examples to understand this. Suppose, let me take one integer. So, take this one integer number. Suppose, let me take number. Let me store. We know that this is a primitive data type, right? Integer is a primitive data type. This is a what we can say. This is a primitive variable we can say. So I have stored in the primitive variable A7 is I have saved it. So if I want to use wrapper class, how can I store this as an object? By using the wrapper class. What is a integer int respective variable wrapper class? Integer is a wrapper class, right? Integer. This is a wrapper class. Fine. So I have taken one wrapper class here, and let me take any another variable. Suppose num2 or number1, I'll take it. So what is this? Okay, capital I, right? So integer, I mean class name starts with I. Integer is a one wrapper class name. So integer num1. So here, this is what? Num1 is a reference variable. Num is a primitive variable. Num1 is a, this variable is a reference variable, right? So if I, this is a class, right? I'm just storing as an object like new integer. I'll take new integer of, let me take one value. C. Here it's a striked out. That is nothing but recently it's a deprecated. So earlier it was there. Now recently it's a deprecated. However, just it will throw the warnings. That is fine. So now let us try to print the, or else instead of 8, whatever num is there, right? I'll just try to save this. That means what? So this is a primitive data type. 7 is, num is holding the 7. So that 7, I'm just trying to hold that primitive value to the reference variable. Okay, now what will happen? Let's try to print num1 here. Let's run that. See, 7. So num1 contain this 7, right? So this we are calling as a boxing. Boxing is nothing but we are converting the primitive data type value to the uh, wrapper class, to the object, we can say. So converting primitive value into the integer class object here. That is that we are calling as a boxing. So instead of this, directly we can, instead of creating the object, directly we can store it here like this. What will happen? Same value it will store, right? So 7, yeah, 7 it is printing. This we are calling as a auto boxing. Auto boxing is automatically it is converting primitive value into the integer class object here. So that is a reason we are calling as a auto boxing here. Automatically it is converting as an object here. Now let's unboxing, we'll see. Unboxing means, now what is a number? This is an object, right? It is saved as an object now, not a primitive. Primitive is this one. This is an object, it is storing as an object. Now store that object into the again primitive. How can we let me take another integer value, to one variable will take primitive data variable. So how we can store this? Now I want to similar way, like how we can say here num1 dot int value. We have some methods in the integer wrapper classes. So int value. So let me take this int value. What is that? Num1, right? So int value of, sorry, num1 dot int value. Already we have provided this number. Now see, what we are saying is this num value we are converting into the into value. This method will convert, and this will save into the primitive data value. So this is a what we say. This is a reference, right? Reference in the object, we can say. From this object, we are converting into the primitive data type again. Now let us try to print this num2. What will happen? Now it is converting, right? Converting object into the primitive data type. This we are saving as a, we are calling as a unboxing. Unboxing is nothing but it is converting from object to primitive data type. That is a unboxing. Instead of this, directly if you want to convert, so simply we can say num1. See, directly I'm just converting this object value into the primitive data type value here. So what will happen here? So same response should come. Now see, that means automatically it is converting without creating anything. That is the reason we also call as auto unboxing. So here boxing is nothing but we are converting the primitive data type value into the object, and unboxing means we are converting object value into the primitive data type value. That is the reason we are calling as auto unboxing here. Suppose not only this, this is a one example. And similarly, I want to convert some string value into the integer. Let's take any string. Let me take one string here. String some str equal to. We know that within double quotes we can use it. Yeah. Now I have a one string. 12 is a string. I want to convert. I want to manipulate some. I want to do some operations here. Let me take. I want to suppose if I do what's a variable string, right? I want to multiply this two. Is it possible? It is not possible because we can't do any operations here because this is a string type, right? What we can do is instead of this, we will convert this into the integer. How we can convert? Let's take one in suppose an integer I'm taking. So we have wrapper classes, right? What is a wrapper class name for integer? Integer is a wrapper class. Integer dot. We have some predefined methods. Parse int. So by parsing this integer, right? What is a str? Str is this one. It will convert. Now modify this value. Suppose num3 value, right? Num3. Here what is happening? Str is 12. 12 into 2. So now let's try to run this program. See, 24 is coming. Why 7 is coming means still this statement I have not removed. Just comment it. So this way we are converting string value into the integer value by using parseInt predefined methods available in the wrapper classes. So it will convert into the string so that the string value I'm saving into the converting into the integer. I'm holding as an integer. Now I'm modifying something like operations I'm doing. Num3 is into 2. So that means 12 into 2 24 we are getting. So this is about the parse it. I mean, I hope we understand wrapper classes. Now, let's discuss about the string dot main. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, now, as we are aware of that, earlier we used to write uh, st- main method, right? Okay, let me take one example here. So, suppose one class we can take. This is a class name, and we know that public static void main we are providing string args, right? String args like this, and we will do the logic, correct? Now we'll try to understand what is the main method here. So before understanding the main method, we know that in any of the Java, how I mean, uh, how it will accept the values for your Java program. Suppose you are writing one Java program, so you are providing some input value for this program. So how it will accept the values dynamically. So there are four types, four ways it will accept the values for your program. So first one is through command prompt. By using command prompt, we will send the values. It will accept the values for your program. And for using the keyboard also, we can send it. And also we have properties files. We have property files or resource bundle file, we can say. Resource bundle file. And also we have through XML document, we can send the values. So send the input values to your program. So based on that, logic will execute, right? Now, in this session, we'll see how to send the values by using command prompt through command prompt for your Java program. So during that process, we will understand this args of array. We'll see, I mean, array of objects of string class. So what it will do and all the things. So before trying to understand that, we'll try to understand one arrays concept here, simple array concept. Let me just take this one. We know that we will be how to create the array we know, right? So let me take one array. See, I have created one array, integer array. We know that array, it will hold the same type of elements, right? Suppose I have created integer. That means integer values it will accept. So how to print, how to print that, how many elements present in that array. For that is the reason we have one length, actually one length we can use it. By using this length, what we can do is it will actually it's a implicit variable we can say. This is created by JVM, that means programmer developers, and supplied as part of the softwares. What it will do is it will find the number of elements in an array, that means size of array. What is the size of this array, how many elements it will present in the array, that it will display. So now, if I want to print how many elements are present in this array, let's simply system dot out dot println. I'll just try to print that. What is the array name? Array name is A. As I said, length, right? Just use the length. Now run the program. How many elements are available? Let's see. See, 3 elements. Now let me add one more. Now run the program. See, 4 elements array present. If I want to print the elements, all the elements, we know that by using for loop. We'll discuss for loop detail in later. Just I'm initializing one I equal to 0 here. I, how many times condition is I a dot length I plus plus. Okay. I equal to 0 I okay, fine. No. So this we need to initialize, right? Okay. Now just print it. How to print this? We know that just by using system.out.println uh, a of I, right? A of I. Now, based on the condition, I iterate it will one by one. So 4 is actually this system.out.println before this. This is fine. So after that, 10, 20, 30, 40. So like this, we can uh, print that, right? Similarly, if I want to store the float variables, how we can do that? So float array, we need to create it, right? And similarly, if I want to suppose simply, I'll just create one float uh, f array or to store the variables, suppose 2 point something f 8.9f. Like this, we can a number of elements we can store it, right? Similar way, we can I mean by using the length implicit variable, we can get to know that how many elements are present in the array, or we can say simply length of array, and also we can retrieve the elements by using the for loop. If I want to create any string array, just s of one string array, you can take it. We know how to present save it some within double quotes, right? ABC like this, right? We can store a number of elements based on our requirement. So there is a one string array. Similarly, we can retrieve, and by using the length operator, we can do that. Now, what we are trying to understand here is, as I said, for your Java program, whatever you are providing as a inputs, for these inputs, we will provide in a different ways. So what are the different ways? By using command prompt, we can provide. By using keyword, we can enter. By using properties or resource bundle file, we can say. By using this, we can give the inputs. And also by using the XML document. Now we'll see the command prompt, how we will provide the command prompt. So we know the concept of length, right? Length, we know that array. Now we'll see how we can provide the values to the command prompt. So instead of using IDE, simply I'll use any one class so that it is easy to understand. Now let me take this. Okay, I'll go to any folder where project is available here. Okay, I'll take this example. See, now what I'm doing is simply I'm taking just main method. In the main method, number of command line arguments. So we are aware of that args, right? Args, or else args only. Let us take args. Okay, arguments dot length. We know that what is this args dot length? It's an array, args of array. Okay, the string type. This is a string type of array. Okay, string array. It will provide you the length, right? Just save this. And how to compile this program? We know that Java C class name dot Java. This is fine. Now, what I'm going to do is see Java main class. Compilation is done. Now I'm trying to run this. 10 and 20 I'm providing. What will happen? See, number of command line args equal to 2. What is the args dot length? Number of command line args. Number of command line args. How many? 2. 2 I provided, right? So in this way, we are providing these inputs from the command prompt. Let me take 30. What happened? Now, args are 3. Arguments I am passing 3. Let's take similarly, not only we can say integer. Let me take 0.5f, or else I'll say some ABC is a string. See, now what we are passing? Integer type I am passing, float type I am passing, string type I am passing. Your wish, like some 48.9. Double type I am passing. Just enter it. Number of command line args. How many? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever you are passing, all these values, it is accepting as a string. So it is saving these arguments as a objects of a string class, right? So now we'll try to print this, whatever you are providing, right? We'll try to print here. Similar way, I'll just take one int variable initialization. I can tag. How many types? Args dot length. Now let's try to print this. Just print this. How to print this? Args of I in similar way. Okay, now let's save this. Let's try to run it. Compile it first. How to compile? Java C class name dot Java. Now same way you can give all type of arguments here. See, number of arguments by what are those? 10, 20, 10.5 F ABC, 45.8. What is happening here? So here whatever you are providing all the values, right? It is creating one array, args of array, right? It is creating one object. Okay, what will store? 10. There is a zeroth column, 1, 2, 3, like that. 10, 20, 10 point F, ABC, or 40 point something. 2. This is a double value. So whatever you are providing, all it is treating as a array of objects of string class. This is a string class, right? Array of objects of string class. So let's try to open that program again. Now we understand this args, right? In the main method, what is this args we understood? Whatever you are providing as an input command line by using command line, all these things treating as a string objects. By using that string objects, it will say create an object and all type of data, any type of data, either integer, float, double, all these things, it will store the values. I mean, it will store as a strings. Now the point is, so objects we are saying, right? Can we do any operations here? What I mean to say is that suppose let me take two examples here. 10 and 20 I'm passing integer values, correct? two arguments I am passing. Those are 10 and 20 passing as a arguments. Now, just for time being, I'll just remove this. Two we are passing, right? Let me print that. Suppose I want to perform some addition operation with that operations. How to pass that? Args of 0. 0 is a first index, right? Plus args of, I'm just trying to do the concatenation operator by using concatenation operator. Just sum I'm doing plus 1. What will happen now? Control S, save it. Now try to compile the program. Java C, okay. Now let's give two values here. See what I have done here. Aux of 0. First of all, value is 10 plus aux of 1, 20. 10 plus 20, 30, right? But it is giving 10, 20. Why? Because this treating as an object. It is not a primitive data type. So what will happen? I mean, how we can convert these objects into the primitive data types? Now wrapper class coming into the picture. So if you want to convert this into objects, as I said, see here objects of string class, right? String, right? 10 plus 20 I'm targeting, but it is printing 20, 20 because this is a string, right? So we have to convert the string data into integer. This also into integer. So that what will happen here 10 plus 20, if I say 30, we should get it. How to convert the string type into the integer is our information, our question here. So by using wrapper class, we can do that. How we can do that by using wrapper class means we have one methods. We have some methods. So what is the method? We'll see. So here wrapper class name. So we know that the wrapper class name, we have seen all the wrapper classes respect to the primitive data types. So we have one method public static. I'll tell you the xxx, what is this? And parse of string. What does it mean? So this we know public static. This is nothing but your which one you are using. Suppose I want to convert now string to integer, right? Here we'll write integer. Integer dot parse of int of string, whatever you want to convert, right? S of 0 or S of 1, that we will convert. So this is a method. Parse int is a method, or parse in, if you want to convert int. If you want to convert string into double, so parse double. If you want to convert any other character, parse character, like that. So now we'll try to convert the string into integer. Let's go to that program again. We'll try to understand here. Now, what I'm going to do is how to convert is a question, right? Let me take one into primitive data type. This is an integer data type, right? Or primitive data type, we can say. As I said, we want to convert integer. So this is a wrapper class to convert wrapper class of integer, wrapper class, and parse int is a. So what are the variables? Aux of 0 I want to convert, right? So now 0 I have converted. Similarly, another variable, we can take it. Any other variables? Let's take y, another variable, aux of first variable. I'm just converting now, parsing this to integer, I mean primitive data type. Now let's see, control S, or else just try to print it so that you'll get clarity what happened, how it will store it into internally. So just simply x plus y. Just I'm doing some here, x plus y. Let's save it. Let's run it. And 20. See, in the first system.out.println, it is storing as a string class. So 10 plus 20. 10, 20 it is printing. Now x plus y. How it is converting? This 10 it is storing as a primitive data type. 10 args of 1 it is storing as a primitive data type y. 10 plus 20 30 I'm just printing. In this way, we can convert the string data type into the primitive data types. Also, we have observed that what is this args, right? The main method, whatever we are providing, it will accept like whatever we are providing the data or inputs, we can say, it is storing as a string array. So objects of string array, we can say. So in this way, we will conclude that, I mean, not only args, if you want, you can say k. I mean, any name we can give instead of k. So just k dot length, it will be here. So similarly, whatever you want to print it, just instead of args, whatever you're passing that, this is a custom variable. I mean, you can provide any name. It's fine, variable. Okay. See, now try to save it, compile and print it. Same should do. It's your wish. I mean, you can give any name. That is fine. It will accept. See, number of command lines 2, 10, 20, 30. So I hope you understood what is this array of objects of string class. And also we have seen some wrapper classes here. What's the purpose of those? We have seen today. That's all for today session. Thank you all.